Hello and welcome back, beautiful people. Today I'm going to do a quick 3 card spread with clarifiers for us to find out what we need to focus on for the end of Mercury retrograde, the end of Taurus season. And the 3 questions that I'll be focusing on for the spread today are: where can I slow down and be a bit more meticulous in the way I move and think? In what areas of my life do I need to shut the hell up and listen? And where am I putting too much of my time, effort, attention, and money and creativity? So, where am I putting a little too much effort? And then maybe we'll get a quick affirmation to tell us what we can focus on in order to move forward into our highest good. So, those are the 3 questions I'm going to be focusing on. I just had to read those off of my screen. And today I'll be using the Ananda Tarot for the main spread. So we're going to be using Ananda today. I just love these images. They're so abstract and creative, and kind of helps me put together like an interesting story, if you will. My deck is all like flipped around, so I won't be taking any reversals in this reading. I'll just be reading them straight up. And obviously, if you feel like the rules are reversed or like a different situation, maybe like a different version of a situation, applies to you, feel free to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is a general reading, so it is not personal. So you may or may not relate to some things that I discuss in this reading. So we're gonna start with our air signs. We're gonna be starting with earth signs today since it's Taurus season. So earth signs have the floor as the first group today. So again, the first question that I'm going to be reading for earth signs is: where can I slow down and be a bit more meticulous in the way I move and think? So where can earth signs slow down and be a bit more meticulous in the way they move and think? We got 2 cards for earth signs. Ooh, 3 of them. Okay. The second question is: in what areas of my life do I need to quiet down and listen? Where can I listen? Where can earth signs listen better? In what areas of life can earth signs listen better? We got 2 cards for that one. And then the third question is: where am I putting too much of my time, energy, and creativity? Ooh, okay, earth signs. Anything else for earth signs? All right, seems like that's it. And then we have the high priestess at the bottom of the deck. So earth signs, it seems like energy already like coming into this reading before I even look at the cards that popped out. The high priestess is about lots of potential. She's not a card of action. She's a card of thinking and planning and visualizing. So it seems like you've already been doing that. Maybe this retrograde in an earth sign, which is the sign of Taurus. Perhaps this retrograde has given you like opportunity to really just focus on one specific idea or thing or manifestation you've been working on and dedicating time and creativity to. But maybe you haven't like taken any action toward it, because the only reason I say that is because the high priestess is about potential, not necessarily about action. As you can see on the card, she is basically holding an orb of light in her hands and visualizing what she wants that orb to be. And the more she visualizes, the more it comes into the physical realm in this little ball here. And she's powered by the moon, by the cosmos. So all of her creative energy is coming from the cosmos, and she's visualizing what she has in the 3D, which is like the earth, the material world, as you can see in these mountains and trees behind her. But she's using her imagination to dream even bigger than what she already has in the material world, okay? So that is energy at the bottom of the deck for earth signs. So energy that you already came, or like the initial energy that I'm getting before I read your cards. So in the area of, what was the question? In the area of where can I slow down and be a little bit more meticulous in the way I move and think, you have the 6 of earth, 6 of spheres. This is a blessing card. This is a card that indicates like a divine material blessing. That could be a blessing of money. It could be a blessing of an opportunity. It could be a blessing of health. Anything that has to do with like your material body, the physical world, it's a blessing. These bubbles to me indicate like imagination, and then the stars indicate like divine intervention. So there's something happening that's allowing your brilliant imagination and aligning the stars, in a sense, if you will, to allow whatever your dreams are to come into the physical form, okay? So these bubbles are kind of like your imagination, and this giant clear crystal in the background is kind of like the dreams or imaginations that you have coming into the reality because of divine intervention or because it aligns with your higher purpose. So this is an area where you can slow down and be a little bit more meticulous about the way you think and move. So there's some of you gaining a blessing here, but you also have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is kind of about like um, proving that you can handle the blessing. So it's like you received a blessing, but now it's like, are you gonna allow mental fears, insecurities, and doubt to take the blessing away from you, or are you going to integrate that energy with the Four of Flames here? Sorry, I'm using a different camera and it's a little, like the orientation's a little flipped. So with the Four of Flames, oh, the glare, guys. I'm so sorry. Give me one moment while I just gonna shift over this way for better visibility. Here we go. So with the Four of Flames, this card is about like really focusing your energy. It can be a card of marriage, it can be a card of commitment, it can be a card of crossing a threshold, and achieving something that you've been working toward. So, with the area of life where you need to slow down and be a little bit more meticulous with the way you think, is when you receive a material blessing in the physical world, do you allow mental doubts and insecurities to cloud your thinking and judgment? Or do you take all of that energy, all of those energies that are causing you to maybe think and really focus them on the positive? So do you focus on the positive, or do you allow your thoughts to kind of take over and make you doubtful? Okay, and this is all related to a physical material blessing. So slow down and kind of smell the roses for yourself, earth signs. Allow yourself to really be present with what is blessing you at this time, specifically in the physical realm, or what has to do with your body, your community. And when you see yourself kind of like going in a direction of doubt or in a direction of um, maybe wanting more, like wishing, feeling like something's off, really be present with the abundance, because that's how you multiply that abundance. That's how you attract the blessings toward you. All right. So, second, in the area of where can you quiet down and listen, you have the Eight of Cups, which is about emotional release and letting go, and you have the Six of Fire. Okay, so the Six of Fire or Six of Wands is about receiving a blessing and receiving a blessing that has to do with like your talent, your passion, your desire, and it radiating out of you. As you can see, this light has 6 rays that are radiating out, and each ray has its own like vibration or frequency that's creating a pattern, that is allowing the star to be even more beautiful, even more unique, even brighter in the sky. So it's really about receiving a blessing and having the courage, the passion, the heart to let it shine through you. So, earth signs, when it comes to letting go of emotional baggage here, when it comes to letting go of emotional baggage, do you give yourself permission to release old things that no longer resonate with you and shine brightly? Or do you hold on to things hoping that do you hold on to the cup hoping that the contents of the cup will taste different if you hold on to it too long, or if you hold on to it longer rather? Or do you um pour the cup out and hope that better will fill it? So it's really, what are you doing with your emotional baggage? Are you putting it down and allowing yourself to breathe and radiate? Or are you holding on tightly? And remember, we can only receive things when our hands are open. So if you're holding on to any emotional baggage, any sadness, regret over something that didn't work out, remember that that is actually preventing your light from shining brightly and radiating. So just remember that as you release things, I know it's very difficult, especially for things that feel like they're part of us. But do you want to evolve, or do you want to stay in that place? So, earth signs, I know it can be hard, but slow down. Um, just listen to what your emotions are trying to tell you. feel in your body where there's holding, like where it feels tight or where it feels fearful. A lot of us store those emotions in our shoulders and in our hips, our lower back. So in those areas, if you can identify tightness or holding, try and let that go. Just breathe into those spaces, and just the physical awareness also helps you release emotions, because we hold emotions in our body. Our body keeps score. Okay? So that is the area where you can quiet down, be a little bit more attentive and listen. And then for the last cards, where are you putting too much energy, time, creativity, attention, and money? You got the Ace of Cups. So perhaps there has been a love offer that you received, or perhaps there's been like an emotional breakthrough that you've had over the course of the Mercury retrograde or over the course of Taurus season. And it seems like it's almost a distraction, but I'm just going to go ahead and get one more clarifier for this. And I'm going to pull from the Astro Alignment deck for this clarifier. The Ace of Cups is an area where earth signs are putting too much of their time, attention, and energy. So what is this regarding, Spirit? Let's see. What is this regarding? Ooh, Spirit, can you clarify the Ace of Cups for us, for earth signs? And we got the first quarter moon, which is momentum, initiative, and magnetism. All right? Momentum, initiative, and magnetism. So maybe there's a love offer that's like going a little too fast. That's what I'm getting from this, honestly. Like, maybe there's an opportunity or a love offer, or even an emotional like undertaking. Perhaps you're trying to do something that requires emotional labor or requires a commitment from you. You're offering your commitment to something that has to do with momentum, initiative, and magnetism. But maybe you're putting a little too much effort into it and need to maybe release the reins a little bit, loosen your grip, and allow things to unfold naturally, perhaps. Earth signs are known for their structure, their resilience, their persistence, their initiative. And I love that about earth signs, but sometimes we need to surrender and allow things to take course according to the universe's timing and the universe's order of things, because there is an order to things. All right, earth signs, I really hope this resonated for you, and I hope it was helpful on your journey. And I wish you an absolutely beautiful Mercury in direct season. All right, air signs, what's up? What it do? We are going to be working on air signs now: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we're just going to get into your energy, shuffle up your deck a little bit. Air signs, we are getting out of Mercury retrograde in a sign of Taurus, which is about our stability, our structures, our strength, our material goods, our money, our food, our bodies, our health. So we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. It just stationed direct today on May, what is this, the 14th? Yes. So we just stationed direct today on May 14th. We still have a couple weeks of Mercury retrograde shadow period, but things will start to clear up starting today in terms of our communication about our stability, structures, and material wealth. So that is a positive thing for us, especially as air signs being ruled by Mercury. It's not always easy for us when Mercury is in retrograde if we didn't have like a natal Mercury situation. A natal Mercury retrograde situation. I personally have natal Mercury retrograde in Pisces, which is a challenging placement, but I definitely have learned some beautiful lessons along the way. And it's pretty cool to kind of learn the recipe backwards, if you will. All right. So air signs, the questions that I'm asking for you today are, where can air signs slow down and be a little more meticulous in the way they move and think? So we got one card for you here, air signs, in the area where you can slow down and be more meticulous in the way you think. I'm also asking air signs, in what areas do air signs need to quiet down and listen? For air signs, you are the communicators of the zodiac, so it's not always easy to shut up and listen. So we're just gonna get one card for us air signs, because I have air rising. So for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, where can they quiet down and listen? And then for the last question, where are air signs, putting too much of their time, energy, and creativity? This also references our effort, attention, and money. Where are air signs putting too much of their time, energy, creativity, attention, and money. Ooh, we got two that popped out on us. All right, so air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The area of life where you can slow down and be more meticulous in the way that you think is the of spheres. So the nine of spheres is an earth element. So that has to do with our structures, our stability, our wealth, our material abundance. And nine is a card of kind of reining in your efforts, right? It's about nine is a number of, so in the number eight, you've worked, refined, and finessed and polished. And nine is about being present with all of the abundance that and profits of your labor, the fruits of your labor. Nine is where we celebrate. It's a number of abundance. It's a number. It's a magic number. It is about being independent because we've done everything that we can and we feel good with our work. As you can see, the sun is shining very beautifully and brightly over this building that kind of still has like empty spaces. But the sun is shining over it because it's being built. It's not completely finished yet. It's not the 10, but it's almost done. And the work has been such high quality, and the person who did this work is so good when the sun shines on all of their achievements because they have put in the effort, they've taken in the time, they've gone back and revised and redone what didn't work, and they were consistent with trying things that allowed them to really exhibit their best work. The nine of spears is an area where air signs can slow down and be a little bit more meticulous because perhaps we are content. When I say we, I'm really referring to air signs. Perhaps air signs are just wanting more. It's almost feeling like an energy of I have all of this, but something's missing. Like if I had this one little detail, this one little thing, everything would be complete. I get it, air signs. It's a nine. It's not the 10 yet, so you're not fully there. However, if we want to reach fulfillment, it's very important for us to be extremely present and grateful with the abundance that we currently have. Everything is a journey, everything is a step by step process. Before we can get to that 100%, we have to work our way up from 10, 20, 30, 40, 70, 100, right? We have to climb the ladder step by step. There is an order to things. And that can be frustrating, especially because air signs have a tendency or an ability to kind of like blow through or like a breeze, just like brush through and get to the point. Air signs kind of also can have like a leg up when it comes to studying. Like you may just be the kind of person that you don't need to sit through the class, you don't need to go through the study guide. Like just sit at the door of the class and just listen. You're gonna pick up everything you need. Air is a very intellectual element, very smart, very easy, very capable of connecting dots. But the nine of spears is asking us to ground down into our earth, into our support system, our foundation, and really be present with everything that we've been able to gain. So slow down and be more meticulous with the way that you think and move around your material resources and abundance. All right? For question number 2, in what area of life do air signs need to quiet down and listen? I'm going to quiet down and listen to my body and drink a little bit of water right now. All right, air signs. So in the area where air signs can quiet down and listen, we have the 5 of flames and the ace of flames. So lots of fire energy here. Fire and air are compatible because air kind of like brings life to fire. It makes it bigger at times. It helps fire move. And so when it comes to your passions and your desires, air signs, you can quiet down and listen to yourself when creativity and that like divine spark feels like it's being forced or like it's too much work. Okay, you don't need to win at all costs. You don't need to sacrifice your integrity or your time or your health in order to have like really beautiful and inspiring creativity. That's not necessary. You don't need to be driven by insecurities. As you can see, there's a moon in this card. The moon represents our insecurities, things that we don't know, things we're unsure of and unaware of. And it should not be those things that are driving your creativity. Remember, fire is a element of passion, of drive, of energy. So it shouldn't be driven by, something that is insecure or doubtful. Your dreams and your passion, your desire should be driven by literal heat inside of you, that courage, that strength, that fight in you. And it seems like this is an area where when things start to feel tough or feel forced, it's important to slow down and just listen. What is the obstacle coming to teach you? What is the struggle trying to teach you? Is it trying to teach you not to put all your eggs in one basket? Is it trying to teach you to take breaks every 20, 30 minutes of being creative? Is it coming to teach you that when you do things, when you create, don't create looking for, affirmation, create because this is what your soul is requiring of you. This is how the universe wants to breathe itself out of you. Okay, air signs? I'm also thinking, or I'm really actually getting that success comes from slow growth for air signs. Now, when I say slow growth, I don't mean like, don't prioritize your time or don't have deadlines, don't have goals, but it's about allowing the creativity to flow out of you or the passion to flow out of you rather than trying to control how it comes out or when it comes out or having yourself on a strict schedule to the point where it doesn't even feel authentic anymore. Okay. And last but not least, in the category of where are air signs putting too much of their time, energy, and creativity, this is, I don't take reversals in this deck because, as I said in the very beginning, my deck was completely like all the cards were flipped around. So, in the area where you are putting too much of your time, energy, creativity, and attention, you got the Knight of Spears, which is the Knight of Earth. He's the one who moves very slowly. He's very pensive. He's thinking about every step. Sometimes it's taking him a little too long to take a step forward. And then you also got the Nine of Cups, which is fulfillment. So you're putting too much effort, air signs, in front of a wish that has been fulfilled, but perhaps you are like almost hesitant to like grab it by the reins. It's like the universe brought like is holding a gift out to you, but you're like, oh, should I take it? I don't know. Is it mine really? Are you sure? And it's like the universe is like, yes, girl, you asked for this. Go ahead and take that. Okay, air signs. So if you're receiving a gift, are your hands open or are they closed? You can only receive with open hands, baby. So try not to put so much attention into thinking about it or trying to plan out the perfect sequence of things. And again, this could be that you already received a gift and you're kind of hemming and hawing, or it could be that you're wishing on receiving a gift, but you keep like maybe changing what you're asking for. So it's like, universe, I hope that you can give me a beautiful Jeep Rubicon. I have no even idea if that is a car. But I believe it is a Jeep Rubicon. I believe it exists, right? So you ask for Jeep Rubicon, then you go back like the Knight of Spheres, and you're like, actually, universe, I would like a Audi, whatever, right? And then you're like, actually, universe, I think I want a Subaru Forester, but I want it to be blue. But then you go back, no, I want it to be green. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? The universe is like, stop trying to control everything. Let me handle my business. Visualize, okay? Close your eyes and visualize, and stop trying to control or maybe like get it so perfect that you never end up asking for your wish, because there's a wish waiting for you, but you have to stop you know, being so extra pensive and extra meticulously careful, and trust that the universe knows what you want, and trust that you know what you want, and trust that when you close your eyes, your heart will show it to you, and then the universe will bring it to you. All right, air signs, I wish you the absolute best of luck and happy Mercury direct. Welcome, water signs. Happy Mercury direct. Mercury just went direct today, May 14th. And we are in the sun sign and Mercury sign in Taurus, which is all about our stability, structures, our material abundance, our physical health. So in this sign of Taurus, we have been in Mercury retrograde, which means that we've been in a season of reviewing, revising, rewinding, relaxing, resting. Retrograde, any word that has re in front of it, we've been doing it for the last few weeks. So we're also coming to the end of Taurus season. We came to the end of Mercury retrograde. We're coming to the end of Taurus season. And so water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I'm going to get three cards for us in this spread. The first area is, where can we be more meticulous with how we think and move? where can we slow down and be more meticulous with how we think and move. The second area is where can we hush and listen? Where can we be better listeners? In what area of life can we just perhaps become more observant, um, pay more attention, be a little bit more thoughtful with how we're receiving and interpreting information? And then the third category is where are we putting too much time, energy, and attention? So I'm just going to go ahead and get a card for where are water signs? Where can water signs be quiet and listen? Where can water signs be better listeners in terms of this time? Where can water signs be better listeners? Here we go. Got 2 cards for that. And then last but not least, where are water signs expending too much of their time, energy, and creativity? Where are water signs spending way too much time, effort, attention, money, energy, and creativity? Water signs, we are known to be overgivers, so sometimes there are times when we need to, just allow ourselves to reel it back in a little bit, right? Just because we have an unlimited amount does not mean we need to exhaust it every time. All right, water signs. So let's look. Ooh, we have the strength card at the bottom of the deck, which I love. There's a little typo on it. No big deal. But water signs, we have been very patient. We've been practicing strength. We have been kind of achieving balance by controlling that inner voice that sometimes roars at us, but it really is doing it out of a want to protect us. It's doing it out of a want for us to not make the same mistakes that we did in the past. But sometimes it can sound like doubt. It can sound like a little bit of a negative Nancy at times, but it is coming from a place of love and protection. So we've just been, the strength card indicates that water signs have been sort of just calming down the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we make sense of the things that happen in our lives. And so in the first position of where can we slow down and be more meticulous about the way we think and move, we have the Magician card, which is about manifesting. And then we also have the Four of Cups, which is about taking our time and reevaluating what we celebrate and where we gain our joy and our abundance. So when I say we, I'm really just talking about the sign. Anybody can embody the energy of any sign, any element at any time, because we have them all in our charts. Now we're just predisposed to embody the energy of certain signs if there are personal planets are in those signs. But we are all very multifaceted. We can be whatever we want, especially us water signs. We're very flexible. So the Magician and the Four of Cups is telling me that there may be something that we want to manifest or bring into fruition in our material world. However, we perhaps there's a need to really go back to the drawing board and make sure that the thing that we're manifesting is actually aligned with what we need, what we have, and what we want. Okay? So if we want to manifest something that is good for us, we have to make sure that the other things in our environment and in our lives can support that. So let's say like I'm manifesting a 4-day work week. However, I never get my work done. Like in the 4-day work week, it always takes me 5 or 6 days to get my work done. Well, that's not really in alignment. My work ethic or my energy or what's required of me is not in alignment with what I'm manifesting. So, what ways can we tweak the things that we already have in our lives? What ways can we tweak those things so that what we are trying to manifest has a clear road to come through into the world and join these things that already exist? All right. Perhaps I am manifesting like really trusting friends, but there's like that one friend that, she gets on my nerves, but I just hang out with her because we've known each other for however many years. All right, well, you're not going to have those trusting friends because you're still allowing the one that doesn't align to remain. Okay, so what needs to change in our lives so that we can really manifest the dream that we are hoping for? Okay, so that is the area where we can be more meticulous and slow down to really evaluate and identify what we truly want. And someone's sinuses are acting up too, I can tell. Okay, in the area where can we be quiet and be better listeners for water signs? we got the King of Swords and the Justice card. So there's something about water signs needing to bring, there's something karmic here because we have the Justice card. So karma is allowing water signs clarity. But in order to receive the clarity about our karma, about our past and our future, it is requiring us, the universe is requiring us to put ourselves in a meditative state. As you can see, this King of Swords, he has complete clarity. His third eye, his throat slash heart chakra, this area in between, they're both kind of highlighted here. And then his crown, it almost seems like he's wearing a crown in this image. He actually has a spiritual leader up in his head, which means that he's completely studied, he's very learned, he's very focused, and he sees what he wants in his mind's eye, and he feels what he wants in his heart, and he's confident and courageous enough to speak it out of his mouth. However, he's prioritizing this meditative state because the meditative state, the stillness, is where he receives all of his information, and he really trusts that whatever he receives in stillness, when he opens his eyes, he'll be able to see the material world more clearly. And so for us, for water signs, it seems like in order to achieve justice or achieve balance, perhaps there's something legal that you may be dealing with, or social, or in your family, or even in yourself, that is requiring justice. Perhaps there's some good karma that you are harvesting at this time, water signs. Perhaps someone else is being dealt a helping of karma on your behalf. And in order for it to really like set right this time, in order to not repeat that karmic lesson again, it's important to meditate perhaps on the things that have felt like injustice in our past, perhaps on the things that have made us feel like we need to abandon our peace, abandon our rest, abandon our own personal clarity. Perhaps if you've been gaslit in the past badly, or if you've been, made to look guilty when you've been innocent, these are things to meditate on because there are deep and I feel this very deeply that there are like very deep lessons for water signs in stillness. So you're going to get lots of clarity and stillness. So that is where you can try less moving around and try to be still. Allow silence to be your teacher and to facilitate the answers, finding the answers within to any questions that you have around themes of justice, partnership, balance, things like that. Last but not least, in the spot for water signs, that is about where water signs putting too much effort, time, and energy, is the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is about having scattered mental energies. So scattered mental energies, but even though the things are scattered, right? There is one that is valuable and there's one that's here to teach, right? There's one that is sitting there, in a way that is, there's one that's sticking basically. And then there's the others that are just like super all over the place, right? But the Four of Swords is about kind of resting, allowing your mental energies, all those mental energies that are just kind of swirling about and that feel exhausting, that feel like we're spending a lot of time, energy, attention, and allowing the one that's sticking to be your focal point. Now, it's up to you. Are you going to choose with the Two of Swords? Are you going to choose the sword that is empowering? Are you going to choose the sword that is empowering here? Or are you going to choose the sword that's doubtful? Or are you going to choose the sword that is accusatory? Are you going to choose the sword that is like self-deprecating? Are you going to choose the swords that, you don't even know what's going on with them back here? Or are you going to choose the one that really aligns with who you are, the things that you want to materialize in the world, the real thing that you actually want to be focused on, right? So what are you going to choose, which is the Two of Swords? And the choice is really yours, water signs, at the end of the day. I feel like I don't need to say this, but try and focus on the positives. Try to focus on the things that are working for you, on the things that energize you, right? So that is the message for post Mercury retrograde and the end of Taurus season. I wish you all the absolute best, my water signs. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm here today to get 3 pulls for the end of Mercury retrograde and the end of Taurus season. So we recently went direct on May 14th, which is the day I'm recording this video, and I am here to get 3 cards for you. There may be a few more that come out, which is always fine. I always invite clarifiers. The first question that I'll be asking today is, what areas do fire signs, Leo, Sag, Aries, need to meticulously slow down and be a little bit more thoughtful about how they think and move? All right, let's get one more for this area for Leo, Sag, and Aries. I'm going to say Aquarius. Where do Leo, Sag, and Aries fire signs need to slow down and think and move a little bit more meticulously? We got one here. Ooh, okay. All right. It's a lot of little motion going on for you, fire signs. I'm excited for this reading. In the second position, I am asking, ooh, it popped out before I could even ask for it, baby. Leo, Sag, and Sagittarius. Leo, Sag, and Aries, where do these fire signs need to quiet down and be a bit more thoughtful and listen? Where do fire signs need to be better listeners and a bit more thoughtful? All right. So, and then the final question is, what is the final question? Hold on. All right, the final question for fire signs is, where are fire signs putting forth too much energy or attention? All right. Let's get into it, fire signs. So to start us off, you got 4 cards, and this is very atypical. So just like a fire sign to come in and do it bigger than everybody else, that's cool. The area where fire signs need to slow down and be more meticulous about the way they think and move is, there's a big change coming into your lives, fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag. You got the Tower, and then you also got the turning point. So there's something in your life that's crumbling, and this crumbling is happening because it's necessary. There was a tower that was built up in gold, but what people didn't know is that it actually wasn't gold. It was something else underneath. And the thing that it was underneath does not serve your life. So it's crumbling so that you can go through a turning point and get back into alignment with your soul's higher purpose. All right. And fire signs, Aries is showing up huge in this first reading. The Emperor popped out. This is very big Aries energy. And then you also got the 7 of Swords. So it's kind of like, you are the Emperor, fire signs. You are the amalgamation of all the 4 kings. Now, what's causing you to doubt yourself, Emperor? What's causing you to doubt yourself, fire signs? The thing that I'm getting is that it's this Tower that's causing you to doubt yourself. Something about a belief system that you had growing up, or a teaching that you received as a child. And I don't know why I'm getting child energy, but it's definitely coming through to me that this was like a childhood thing that you received that made you feel as though you needed to doubt. Just dropped a card. This teaching made you feel like you needed to doubt your status as the Emperor. Remember that fear is always just false evidence appearing real. It's just appearing that way. It's like the material world is holding up like a fun house mirror in front of you and saying, this is what it is. But it's like, no, it's not. I'm the Emperor. I'm not no chump. Okay? Fire signs, you are the Emperor. You are not no chump. So when it comes to the way you view yourself, when it comes to the beliefs that you have, slow down and allow the truth to show itself to you, and allow yourself also to accept the power that's within you. You don't need any outside validation to know that you're the Emperor. You're a fire sign. You know it. It's literally in the element of fire. This is Aries. This is big Aries energy, okay? Pioneers are always the ones who get the arrows in their backs. They're the first people to do something. So they're always going to be the first to receive the clapback or the backlash, right? But remember, this tower that was built up was built on falsehoods, and it's crumbling so that you can enter a turning point and really come into who you truly are as the Emperor. All right. So that's where you can slow down and be more meticulous about the way you move and think. If you have any thoughts about doubt that pop up for you, notice when they pop up, notice your body's physical response, and give yourself an affirmation. You are the emperor, baby. The fire is you. You are the fire. All right, honey? So, in the area of where can fire signs quiet down and be better listeners, we have the Fool and the Universe. And I love that these cards came out together because the Fool card, the Fool card is literally the first card in the tarot deck. It's the first card in the major arcana. It's the first one in the tarot deck. And the Universe is the last card in the tarot deck. It's the last step of the major arcana. The Fool is born. He goes through every step: the Fool, the Magician, the Emperor, blah, blah, blah. And then he ends his journey with the world, as the world. The Fool has experienced everything. He started here as a playful baby, and he ended here as this completely fulfilled, fully embodied, beautiful, like maternal figure that creates, that is abundant, and is the cosmos. I love that so much. So when I put these together in the area of where, ooh, okay, I'm getting that fire signs can be still and listen when it comes to the journey of trusting that the universe will provide in every step of the journey. All right. Not worrying that, oh, when I get halfway, I'm going to run out of supplies and then I'm going to, be screwed and I won't be able to pursue my passions. No, babes, that's not the point of this. The point is to trust and enjoy the entire process from the Fool to the Universe. Okay. So slow down, quiet yourself, and listen to when the universe is asking you to be more trusting, when it's asking you to surrender, to release the reins, because the entire universe is conspiring in your favor. Everything that you visualize in your bubble can be materialized. You just have to trust that it will be. All right, fire signs. And in the final position of where are fire signs putting way too much time, energy, and attention, we got the 10 of fire, and we also got the Ace of Earth. So it looks like when we are, let me put this together. So it looks like there is a opportunity. There's an opportunity that's going to really allow fire signs to feel completely fulfilled in their passion, in their desires, in their creativity, in their talent. But it's almost maybe like there's too much perfection, perhaps. Perhaps fire signs are aiming for perfection and not allowing and maybe not like really nurturing the opportunity the way it needs to be nurtured. For example, maybe fire signs are putting their talents and their energy towards something that isn't actually like moving the specific dream itself. Like perhaps fire signs want to become like a famous chef, right? But instead of like trying new things, they're just like kind of focusing on creating content for TikTok. But especially with the Fool in the Universe here, in areas where we can listen better, where fire signs can listen better, I think this position about where fire signs are spending too much energy and time, it's also about slowing down to trust and try new things. The Fool takes risks, and you got the Universe here, so it's going to work out. All you have to do is slow down and allow yourself to do it, babes. The Ace and the 10 coming out together is also wonderful because it's very much like the Fool, which is the very beginning with the Ace, and the Universe, which is the very end with the 10. So whatever you put your material, physical energy into, however you nurture this kind of like seed or this coin, if you will, that the universe has given to you, it's going to grow into your 10. It's going to allow you to really feel fulfilled. But it's important that we don't overextend our energy in one area, and we really like distribute our energy and our passion, our attention, our time, and our efforts across the garden or the landscape in which we are trying to realize this dream or bring this dream down from the ether onto the earth. Okay? So, fire signs, I really hope that this helped. I wish you the absolute best of luck in this Mercury direct and end of Taurus season. I'll see you in the next one.